Hello and welcome to Three Questions with. Got my friend Christine McCarron with us. Christine helps people learn how to invest in real estate. Christine, good morning and welcome to the show.
Thanks, Kevin. I'm happy to be here.
So how did you get into this business, teaching people how to invest in real estate?
I wanted to become a real estate investor myself. That's a long story, but everybody who I found, all the people, all the mentors, all the people who were writing books and things like that, most of them were men. And I just felt it's intimidating, right? For anybody. You think about, oh, I'm going to have to collect rent from people. I'm going to have to be knocking on doors and big, hairy people are going to answer the door and they're not going to pay the rent and the toilets are going to all break at 2 a.m., right? And first of all, I discovered there are more ways to invest in real estate than you would think, just hearing those, thinking what people normally think about. Either it's a fix and flip, so I'm going to have to be really handy, or I'm going to have to hire a lot of people, or it's going to be a buy and hold, in which case that's when you get into the scenario with the big hairy people who have broken toilets. So, but it is not only is it possible for women to invest in real estate, but we're really good at it, right? We're more analytical. We're less likely to just buy something because we just really, really, really want to get started and let's go, right? We just think about things more. We're more like logical. We look at the numbers better. I mean, of course, that's a huge generalization, but in many cases, it's true. So I think more women should be invested in real estate.
It's interesting because I agree with what you said, our perceptions of being a realtor, a real estate owner, like, oh, I don't want to have to collect rent. Everything you said was when years ago, a friend tried to convince me to buy a two-family because that's how he, bought his home. I bought a two-family. Once I made enough money, I bought a single family, rented it out. All that stuff you said, like, nope, not doing it, not handy, don't want to make that call at 2 a.m, don't want to learn how to evict somebody, God forbid if I have to do that. But there's lots of other ways to invest that doesn't involve all of that, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. In so many ways that aren't really mainstream, that you might not have ever heard about. Or if you have, you don't really know how to get started.
Yep. Now, maybe too broad of a question, but a lot of people, because real estate prices are so high, Chris, I don't have that type of money. Do you need lots of capital to do this?
Well, yeah, if you don't have capital, there are three things, right? If you either have lots of time and energy, which could be like wholesaling, knocking on doors. Hi, do you want to sell your house? Hi, do you want to sell your house? Right? You could have that. That doesn't require any money.
Nope.
You could have lots of money, which obviously that makes it easy. Or you could have lots of experience, which means that you have done, you're handy, right? And you have time to spend fixing places up. So those are like three kind of components. And depending on where you are on those three spectrums, that sort of defines what kind of real estate investing would be good for you. But everybody says, oh, interest rates are so high, blah, blah, blah. First of all, you don't need to buy the house next door. There are places in the country where you can still buy. There are places in Massachusetts where you can still buy a house for under $100,000.
Yep.
Believe it or not, right? And then I know exactly, but it's true. I could send you a bunch of them. I get them in the mail every day. Some of them are a complete mess and need to be gutted, which is where the experience comes in, right? You've got less money, but you've got some great talent. Great, you can buy this property and fix it up and either rent it or sell it and do really well. But the other thing is, like I said, there are other parts of the country, and as long as the numbers work, you don't care what the interest rates are, right? What people say, why would anybody get a hard money loan, right? It's a 17% interest, because at the end of the day, that's just part of the investment, because they know that they're going to be able to take that money and pay off the loan and still do really well. So if the numbers work, even though you might be paying 9%, imagine what's going to happen when the interest rates go down. You can refinance, and then, wow, look at that. Now I'm making even more positive cash flow every month. But also you can, if you have more money than anything else, you can just invest with somebody else, like in a syndication type of a deal. So lots and lots of options. I have some money right now that's out being a hard money loan. So I don't have to do anything except vet the person at the beginning and then collect a check every month, which I find pretty easy to do.
You mentioned understanding the deals, because I see that's an issue for some people. Like you said earlier, they just want to get that first deal under their belt and it's not a good deal. And you're like, oh, I didn't realize what it was going to cost to repair that home. I don't have that experience. I thought it was going to be X and it was X squared, and maybe I lost money. So can you help people understand if the deal does flow properly?
Absolutely. And one thing I will say to make it easy, Kevin, is don't do your first deal by yourself. If you have no idea, if you just think, oh, this place just needs a coat of paint,
Yep.
great, I'm going to buy it. And then you get in there and it turns out the sills are rotted and it's falling in on itself.
Yep.
Why did you do that by yourself? It's your very first transaction. Partner with someone else and then learn. A lot of people are, you get to a certain point in your career, like what am I doing? I'm teaching people how to do real estate investing. A lot of people who have done a lot of deals, they love the teaching part. They love helping somebody, bring somebody else along, and
Yep.
you're doing something for them. You're either helping with the work, you're helping with the money, right? And you just form a partnership. Maybe you don't make the huge killing or as much money as you would have made by yourself, but believe me, do a couple deals like that, and it's going to save you money in the long run. Absolutely.
Yep, no doubt about that. So what's the best way for people to reach out to you? How can they learn more about how you can help them learn to buy real estate?
Thanks for asking, Kevin. The easiest way is just go to my website, chrismccarron.com.
That makes it
It's the
easy.
easiest thing to remember, right? Even I can remember that one.
Yes, I appreciate you taking a few minutes to call into the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Thank you, Kevin.